The way that we spend our money is a direct reflection of how we earn our money. If we go out in the world with a very stingy mentality, we want to hold on to every dollar, we're always looking for a discount, then we're also going to get paid in a very stingy manner, in a very limited manner. Adopting this abundant type of mindset when it comes to spending also comes back around when we are earning. On my financial journey, I have found that the more that I became comfortable with spending and investing, the easier it was for me to earn. And a lot of this has to do with energy and mentality. I'm going to give you guys a few examples. So earlier this year, I invested in a certain coaching container. And this was quite a hefty investment for me. I had invested in my business and things like that, but I hadn't done much investment in myself, right? I always read books, and I guess that is an investment as well, but I hadn't really spend on a container where I'm going to be surrounded by like-minded individuals, where I'm going to learn from someone who has achieved the things that I want to achieve. And so the crazy thing was, I was going back and forth about, should I make this investment? Should I not? And actually, when I asked my husband, he said, hell no. So he wasn't on board either. And I had talked to a few other individuals, and they were not really, mirroring back like, yeah, you should go for it. They kind of had that mentality of, that's a lot of money to spend. Are you sure you're going to be getting value out of that? Right? So it was more of a protective mechanism, right? They didn't want me to spend a bunch of money and be disappointed and not get the value that they felt that I deserved. So what did I decide to do? I decided to do it anyways. And I paid for this thing on my own. I didn't have my husband's help. Nobody was a part of this besides me. And I was like, I'm doing this. The amount of growth and financial milestones that I've hit since then, it's kind of mind-boggling, right? So you can look and say that, oh, that doesn't necessarily mean that it came from that event. But let me tell you something. When you make a specific investment in yourself, in your business, in your skill set, okay, you are telling the universe that I trust that this money will come back to me tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold, right? You are telling the universe, hey, I'm willing to spend in this way because I know that I'm going to get value out of this. Okay, so already our mentality is framing the amount of value that we're going to get out of something or that we won't. Okay, so shifting the way that you think and how you feel when you're making an investment is key. When I was young, I used to spend. I didn't really have many limits, but the problem was I always had this feeling of guilt. Like, oh, that was kind of a big investment. Oh, that was a lot of money, right? So I didn't have a positive feeling while exchanging my money. And you know what that meant? It didn't bring much riches. It didn't bring much financial abundance. Instead, it brought these feelings of like guilt of, should I have spent that much? Was that too much, right? And I didn't get value out of it. But when I started shifting my mentality to say, hey, every penny that I spend is well spent, and this money is going to come back to me, then that became my reality. Okay, so that one example where I gave you guys, when I went to this coaching event and was surrounded by other just high caliber people, it opened my eyes to the possibilities that unfold when we say yes. We take the leap, we take the jump, and we're like, you know what? Even if this dollar amount scares me, I trust and I know that I'm going to benefit from it. And I think a lot of people don't have that mentality. I have been around millionaires who complain about a $60 steak. And in my head, I'm just like, oh my goodness, you need to practice this abundance mentality if you want money to flow and if you want it to feel good. Because at the end of the day, having a certain dollar amount in the bank account doesn't matter at all if internally you're feeling sick and guilty and ashamed, right? Who cares? You might as well be broke if that's the way that you're thinking, right? The entire reason why people chase wealth and financial freedom is for that feeling of comfort, is for that feeling of, oh, okay, I can let out a breath, I can exhale, I can chill, like I'm not worried, I'm not stressing, I'm not having anxiety over these petty bills. So you really need to tune into your body. And when you're making an investment, how does your body feel? Does your heart start racing? Are you getting sweaty palms? Are you, hesitating? Because that means that you truly are not ready to spend that amount. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to feel fear, but you want to feel fear, but do it in a way where you're boosting your confidence and you're saying, hey, okay, I feel these butterflies in my stomach. I recognize what's going on here, but still, I trust that this money is going to be well spent and it's going to come back to me. Another example that I can give you guys is the minute I began getting people a certain tier of gifts, a certain level of gift giving, like for Christmas or their birthday or whatever, the gifts that I received, just unimaginable. I'm talking dream gifts were just like appearing in front of me. I'll give you guys an example. Last Christmas, my sister and I decided to gift my mom a trip to Peru. This was huge, right? Because as a family, we've traveled together, but it's always been something that we planned. It was never a secret. It was never a surprise. We were all aware. We all made our own contributions, and that was that. But last year, I was like, you know what? I've gotten my mom gifts, I've done things like that, but I really want to gift her this experience of going to Peru, visiting, one of her top places on her bucket list with her daughters, and just having the itinerary all planned, and she just like shows up and gets to enjoy her time. So obviously this was quite a big gift. It didn't require just money, but time, obviously, and planning and scheduling and coordinating all three of our schedules. And I just felt this blissful feeling when I gave my mom the card. We had a picture of Machu Picchu and things like that, and it said, "Pack your bags, Mom." And just seeing the joy on her face literally will make me emotional. Maybe I'll insert a clip.
What is that? Back your bags, Mommy. Wait, what? Oh my god, that is just like, it is like the top of my imagination.
It was just such a special moment. It was priceless. It didn't matter how much I spent. It didn't matter how many hours my sister and I spent planning. It all paid off in that moment when I saw her reaction, when I saw her excitement and her bliss. It was just this feeling of just utter peace and fulfillment. Now, guess what I got that Christmas from my husband? He actually tricked me. So he took me to Van Cleef and we were trying on these Alhambra studs. And anyways, I found one that I liked and they packed it up. And so in my head, I knew what my gift was, right? It was this certain earring that I tried on. Well, he actually played a magic trick on me because what I thought was being packed into the bag was the earring that I had tried on. But what was actually being packed into the bag was my dream pair of earrings. These are Van Cleef earrings that I have had on my wish list for years now. I'm sure if you're a lady watching this, it's like your dream of owning a Birkin or a Kelly, right? Christmas came around and my husband's like, open your gift. And he's so excited and he's filming me. And I'm like, what is going on, right? Because in my head, I'm like, we tried this on together. I was there with you in the store. She packed it up. Like, I don't know why you're filming me. And it turned out that he had purchased me my dream earrings from Van Cleef. And I still pinch myself every time I see them because they're such a dreamy item to me. And I know at the end of the day, it's just a material object and that's all it is. But it's just that deeper significance that this was something on my wish list that I truly thought was out of reach, that I truly didn't think that I would have, within the next year or let alone 5 years. And so opening that just made me so emotional and so shocked. And my husband was just so giddy, right, that he was able to pull off this trick. But the interesting thing was, how is it that the same Christmas that I was feeling like, you know what, I want to go all out, I want to do this really abundant, nice gift for my mom, happened to be the same year that my husband decided to get me my dream earrings, right? Coincidence? Maybe not. And this extends beyond just, these little incidents that happen here and there. But what I found was that in months when I spend more than usual, right? So let's say I typically spend X amount, but for some reason, a certain month comes up and I spend double that or triple that, right? And typically when I say I'm spending 2x that or 3x that, it's not on me. It's to bless others. So it could be to get my mom a nice gift or to bless my husband with a beautiful experience or anything like that. But I found that within that same month that I decided to bless someone else, when I decided to donate to a cause, when I decided to just kind of spend more than I would generally, not even 30 days later, I would hit milestones in my business. I would literally hit the biggest month that I've ever had. And it just had me thinking like, wow. Like this is all connected. This is all related. When we open up our wallets and allow this abundance to just spread through us and to help others, all of a sudden God just swings it right back and he blesses us. And it is so special and magical, and it shows you that everything that you put out, it's like seeds. You're literally planting a garden and you are going to reap the benefits of that fruit, of the labor of your hard work. All in all, does this mean that you need to spend above your means or live in a way that you can't afford, or that you simply just don't have the budget for? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that if you look at what you have, and regardless if it's 2,000, 20,000, or 2 million, you look at that and say, hey, this is an adequate amount and I can do something with this. I can make my family happy. I can bless my neighbor. I can, surprise my friend for her birthday. Whatever it is that you do from an intentionally benevolent place, right? You're doing this with a good will, with a good intention and a good heart. I promise you that that gift, that blessing, that abundance will come right back at you. And it's not going to come from the same source, right? This is, I think, the part of manifestation that a lot of people get confused with. They think like, oh, if I get my husband this gift, he's going to bless me. But that's not how it works. God is going to find the source. You don't need to hypothesize where it's going to come from, or, it might come from the blue. Like it might come from outer space. I know that when my husband and I got married, literally one of my uncles from my mom's side, who I haven't seen in years, decided to send us some money. which was so sweet, right? Because we didn't have a wedding, we got eloped, we weren't expecting anyone to bless us. And lo and behold, not only did my mom and my dad bless us with just a financial gift that was so generous and so kind, but all of a sudden I got a message from my mom and she said, "Hey, my brother sent you some money. I'm going to, transfer it over to your account." And I was just like, "What?" So that is what happens when you're tuned into abundance. It might come from a source that you had no idea even existed. But the point is that as long as you send out that good energy and you spend in a way that it's not excessive, it's not lavish, but you spend in a way where you're doing it from a place of goodwill and from a place where you just trust and know that, you know what, this is not just a blessing to this person, but it's a blessing to me too, then that is what you're going to get out of it. So do I believe that you need to spend to receive? Yes, 100%, 1000%. If you don't feel comfortable spending, and when I say spending, it doesn't necessarily need to be in material goods. It could be spending in your retirement account. It could be spending in terms of buying assets, buying a home, buying a rental property. It can be in terms of actually spending for your future, right? Because if you feel stingy when it comes to spending at a nice restaurant, you're probably stingy when it comes to saving for retirement and investing in your future as well. So all of these things are connected. And if you have this mentality of, you know what, whatever I put out into the world is going to come back to me, and you trust and you know that God is working behind the scenes to make that happen, I'm telling you, magic and miracles just manifest. And that has been my reality. I know that the minute that I elevate my mindset, my mentality, my idea of what is a normal amount to spend, the minute that I tweak that, all of a sudden I recognize that my income is being increased, right? My revenue is being increased. All of a sudden, the stocks that I had in a company is releasing, higher dividends, and now I'm getting more passive income. So all of these things just start flowing when you have faith and you truly spend in a way where you're keeping your vibe high and you're knowing that, hey, this is not a loss. This is not me wasting money. This is not me, being frugal. This is me blessing others with the trust and faith that God is going to bless me. So I really hope that this video resonated. I've been having such a blast filming all of these videos on mentality and spirituality and abundance. And as you guys know, I just love these kinds of topics. I will definitely link some more videos that are related to this topic after this video. And I also do have playlists, so check those out. I have one on self-development, and I also have one that's all about money, wealth, and finances. So if you want to deep dive into those topics, then check out my playlist, binge, my videos. This is free content for you guys, just meant to honestly empower you, uplift you, and hopefully share some words of wisdom. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you found value in this video, then please give it a thumbs up. And I am just wishing you guys a blessed day, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.